competitive giant girl teams coming right up. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Mr. Clicks Flicks is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, the Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for all your gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Alright guys, so like I talked about at the beginning of this video, we are covering how to run and build a giant girl team. We're doing more of a team strategy, or giving ideas on how to run a team for this particular video. I'm not necessarily telling you this is the team you need to run with pieces A, B, C. This is more of this is how you would build a team. So we're taking a slightly different approach because this is it's an old concept and that it's a swarm style of team, but it's a new concept in that we've, to the best of my knowledge, never done it with giant figures or colossal figures. So for those of you that don't know, Giant Girl came out in the Avengers Infinity set. There's two different versions and both are fantastic. Both are only 10 points. One can colossal retaliate after other figures have colossal retaliated, and the special thing about the other one is her colossal retaliation is a power action, so that's a bit of a negative, but she can attack figures smaller than her, which other colossals on their last click can't do due to their colossal indifference trait. So what we're going to look at here is I'm going to flip it over so that you guys can see I got two different teams kind of put together. These aren't really competitive teams. This is where I would start with that idea, but again, we're just covering the theory. So the general theory is going to be similar to a swarm. Where you're just hoping to have so many figures that your opponent basically can't focus on anything. These giant girls have a 10 movement with 10 movement with charge, 10 attack, 17 defense with combat reflexes, and 3 damage. That 3 damage makes it so that they can get through a lot of things. The charge makes it so that the 10 movement charge makes it so that they actually have an 8 square swing since they're colossals. Now the other giant girl has, I believe, a 9 movement with sidestep, and then another special where if you hit somebody, she can move 2 squares for free. So you have a chance to move for 4 squares for free with her. 10 attack. Can't think of her defense off the top of my head. We'll look at it here in a minute. But she only has 2 damage. Now that 2 damage does have close combat expert, but that doesn't help you for the colossal retaliation. And she also has colossal indifference, so she can only attack other colossals if she's not using colossal retaliation. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some things that we're going to do for that. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to get this flipped over so that you can see my side. Alright, so now that we're flipped over here, we're going to go ahead and take a look at one possible team. So one of the things that this style of team is going to be really vulnerable to is the Hawkeye chase from Avengers Defenders, where your opponent's getting on a hot streak. He only needs a 6, and let's say you have 30 of these on a 300-point team, although I think that would cross half the board, so you wouldn't be able to actually do that. But and he hits all 30 of them, and your team's KO'd in a day. So that's a little bit of a worry for some people and a weakness for this team. Also Pulse Wave, multi-target Pulse Wave, because they only need 1 click to be KO'd, and multi-target Quake are some easy ones to quickly take out and dispatch multiple giant girls. And there's also Flurry. If you got 2 characters that can Flurry, that's 4 figures you can take out in a turn, or the Doc Ock LEs can take out 4 in a turn by themselves. Again, hypothetically, if you hit everything. But this is sort of where I came about with a range theme team, and what I have the giant girls on this team for are basically for mobile blocking terrain, because Hawkeye here ignores characters for shooting. He also ignores hindering terrain, but most importantly, he ignores characters. So you're going to be able to running shot around, hit with him, and then use the giant girls to base or block lines of fire. And if they get taken out, it's only 10 points, plus you get to colossal retaliate with your other giant girls. Now, on these builds that I have here, I just have the Fast Forces versions, because on HC Realms, there's not a 10-point version for the main set giant girl. This particular one, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd probably have 3 of the fast forces and 4 of the standard giant girls. And what's nice about the standard giant girls is if they KO a figure with that 3 damage and 10 attack, which they might, depending on if there's a lot of Groots out there and you're KOing the Walking Woods, you get to heal past your starting line. So a great ability here to get a lot for your money, really get rolling with those. So we have Hawkeye here. He's got 11 attack for a measly 2 damage. Now that's not going to help us out too much, but I decided to throw on Eric Masterson for his enhancement and his power action perplex. That's so you have a chance with one figure to get him up to a 4 damage or a 3 damage with a 12 attack. And then I actually have 2 more Eric Mastersons. So I would suggest using the 1 perplex on his attack, and the other ones I just wouldn't give power actions to. I'd save those for on other turns so that they can use those. And what's nice about the Eric Mastersons is you can also bring in Thunder Strikes later on. There's a whole nother role with that. I don't even have it on this team. So your Hawkeye in theory is going to be dealing 5 damage with the 12 attack and getting multiple shots off, hopefully. So that's pretty good. Again, using the giant girls to provide some mobile blocking. You could box him in if you wanted to make it so they couldn't get him back. You could, in theory, just box him in with 4 other giant girls so that an opposing figure can't get to him, and just shoot out of that and keep replacing the giant girls until there's nothing left. Now, also on this team, I have 2 Hulks from the Mighty Thor Fast Forces sets. These ones are really good. They have a 10 movement with Leap Climb, 12 attack, 18 defense with Impervious, and 4 damage with Quake. After they move, they get to use Quake at no cost, which is really awesome. So I have 2 of these on here, and I also have an Enchanted Ball and Chain. So they're going to be able to move that essentially 11, because the Avengers gives them +1 movement now. You're going to be able to move that 11, do your 4 damage multi-target Quake with the 1 Hulk, hopefully do a 4 damage single target Quake with the other Hulk, follow up with Hawkeye. Now I know that I'm running out of actions here because I don't have leadership on this team, but you get the idea. You could have Hawkeye and Hulk on one turn, a Hulk and a giant girl on another turn. And the nice thing about the giant girls is they can pick up the Hulks, and they can pick up Hawkeye and the Eric Mastersons and stuff like that, especially the ones with sidestep, and really help with some action economy so that you can get some mobility. The giants are actually your taxis also on this team. And also on this team, I have Stormbreaker. I know a lot of people probably aren't going to have access to this, or the Hawkeye for that matter, but again, this is a competitive team, so I'm going to assume you have these things. And I'm going to give Stormbreaker to Hawkeye to give him Energy Explosion to go along with what he's got going on. Quake, he's not going to get too much out of that, but he's going to get a +2 range, so he's going to be up to a very respectable 10 range. 10 range, 12 attack, 5 damage with Energy Explosion. After the multiple running shots, I think it's going to wreck people's faces. Again, I haven't playtested this team or anything, but this is the starts of where I would start with a Giant Girl team. Again, I don't think there's going to be a full team of just Giant Girls. I think you're going to see people play anywhere from 3 to 7 or possibly even 10. You're not going to see full teams of them. So now that we talked about that team, let's go ahead and take a look at this other team. Now, this team addresses, again, all the Giant Girls are the Fast Forces one. Now, on this particular team, I would have more Fast Forces girls, Giant Girls, than main set ones if I had those available to me. We have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Giant Girls. I would have as many of those be Fast Forces ones as I could get, and then the rest be the main set one. I'd say at least 3 of them be the main set one. just so that you have a chance at some longevity, and they have a better attack value, they have a better damage value. But the thing that's going to make this one work is Yellowjacket from Civil War OP Kit for his special on his damage, which is Yellowjacket can use Perplex. When he does choose one, Yellowjacket can use Perplex normally or unique modifier. He may choose Perplex to target all friendly characters within 4 squares in line of fire, choosing a single combat value to modify. So all those 2 damage giant girls that couldn't get through Invincible, Impervious, or Invulnerability now all of a sudden can. So not all of them, obviously. You'd be able to target like 4, maybe 5, depending on how you place them. Now all of a sudden you're getting between 5 and 6 Colossal Retaliates if they happen to be foolish enough to attack somebody. That's pretty good in my book. Then we also have the super rare Captain America from Avengers Defenders War, the Old Man Cap. He's on here for a couple different things. He has that Avengers Unifier trait, which is once per turn, when a friendly character is healed, after action resolves, you may roll a d6 on the result of a 4 through 6. Remove an action token from that character. Now it's important to note how I said about the main set giant girls, and they heal after they KO something. So after you attack with them, you do your Colossal Retaliate, you hit a Pog, you do whatever it is you're doing, you get your action token for doing that, you happen to knock it out, you heal, you're rolling that d6 on 4 through 6, you're removing that token and you're good to go. Like this Captain America works really good with these giant girls, and I think some combination of this Captain America and an amount of giant girls are where I'm personally going to start looking at how to build a team with this. But you guys let me know in the comments below if this sounds like a good idea to you, or if there's a better figure. Let me know. Again, these are all theme teams. If you guys have a better team that's non-theme, go ahead and put that in the comments below. I'm just trying to win map rolls with this, not get it put on a map that's really going to hose the Colossals. But he also has a special on his damage, which is Captain America can use Outwit and Perplex, and he can use Leadership as if he was 200 points. So you get a Perplex, you get an Outwit, you get a Leadership, so you get a 4th action to your action total, which is awesome. This guy is just a winner all around for that team. And the last figure, god dong it, as much as I dogged on this figure when I saw it previewed and when I pulled it, and just I can't believe I actually decided to put it on a team. It is Iron Patriot from Avengers Infinity. So she's on here for really just her Perplex, and she has Defend, so that all those giant girls with 17 defense go up to an 18. The ones with combat reflexes is 20 up close. Do you want to spend an attack attacking a 20 defense 10-point figure, is what you have to ask yourself. The answer a lot of times is no. You want to avoid it. It's sort of like the haha Joker. He wasn't necessarily a threat on his own, but just his tie-up and the amount you were going to have to put into KO him is going to be a lot. And I really think these giant girls are going to be similar to that. It's going to be like let's say you have 5 10-point giant girls on your team. It's like having a figure with 5 stop clicks. Now, if they have Pulse Wave, obviously it's not the same, but anything short of Pulse Wave or Quake, it's very potent. We'll get into another strategy that I'm coming up with here in a minute. But so Iron Patriot has Force Blast, Defend. When an adjacent friendly character is hit by an attack that did not also hit Iron Patriot once per game, you may become the hit target of that attack instead. Now, depending on what's going on, if you think Invincible will, just reduce all that damage, do it. Defend, possibly letting her take a hit, having that Perplex. I can't believe it. And she can carry around Captain America. She can carry around Yellowjacket. The Giant Girls can carry around all 3 of them. It's just crazy. This 300-point Avengers theme team. All right, so now that we've talked about that, let's talk about some other things that I was thinking of. Old school style lamp teams. This girl is very good for that, because when you mastermind the damage, like let's say you take 5 damage, and and you had like your standard 15 to 25 point mastermind fodder that, you know, could take that. Like, let's say you had Lockjaw from ye olden times. You know, that might be enough to KO it. Whereas with her, yeah, it's going to get KO'd, but it's going to, it's only basically 1 click of damage. You gave up 10 points to get rid of that. Most figures that have Mastermind, like a lot of them, the Joker from Joker's Wild and the Joker from Harley Quinn have penetrating poison. So that might be a way to look at this, is some kind of odd lamp team. There might be better figures than that Joker, than those Jokers. For this, those were just the two that jumped out at me. And yeah, so this is how I would start with a Giant Girl Swarm team. There's also a celebrity version of her that I like, that I've been kind of milling around about, that's not too bad. Attack values are a little low though, so I'm not entirely sold on it. But you guys let me know what's your best Giant Girl team. Have competitive play in mind. Put that in the comments below. And let me know, or is she just all hype and no delivery? Because I would like to know that too. She's very new. I was talking on Facebook with a few very well-known people, and they said she's good but not great. We shall see. I would take those people's their word would have a lot of weight. So I'm just here trying to come up with things that are a little unique and a little bit my own, and bring them to you guys, so that, you know, maybe better players than me can make it happen. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to continue to perplex up your Heroclix IQ and outwit the competition, make sure to Hulk smash that subscribe button and also the little bell notification so that you're sure to not miss anything. Make sure to give this video a like, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. And if you really enjoyed this, make sure to check out the description of this video for various ways to support Mr. Clixflix. And that's all I have for you guys today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.